goes.
Hi.
Everyone, how are you?
Good.
You're good? So, if I can offer you something to drink from our side, please. You like to,
What do you want?
Part of the experience.
We do have matcha as well. Actually, our matcha is really good.
Are you going to drink? I might get water.
Water is fine. You like to have
Yeah.
it?
Do you want a coffee?
Get it, whatever you
No,
want.
water. I honestly feel like just,
Water is
yeah.
fine.
Water's
Room
good.
temperature, you like to have it cold.
Room temperature, please.
We do
Yeah.
still and sparkling as well.
Oh, still's great. Yeah.
How about you, miss, please?
What do I want? What do you have?
like matcha? Our matcha is really good.
I had so much coffee and matcha and
Too much caffeinated already.
Yes.
Maybe you like to go for some iced tea. We do two different flavors.
yes.
We do have mixed berries and passion fruit. Can be sweetened and unsweetened as well.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm actually considering.
What do you want?
The passion fruit
Passion fruit is fine.
sounded
You like to have it
sexy.
sweet? A bit, maybe.
No sugar.
No sugar is
Yeah.
fine. How about you, miss?
I do the same.
Oh no, don't be. I'm bored. That's boring. Okay, then maybe just.
No.
get
No. We'll do without sugar. I had so much sugar
So
today.
two those and I'll be having one water, right? One water and two passion fruit. Let's see.
Yes. Thank you so much.
welcome.
Thank you. You guys, you have no idea how excited I am for this episode. She's not only a friend of mine, but she is like how can I explain it? You are a pro when it comes to personal branding and all about branding. And I'm so excited to finally talk to someone about it that actually knows how it's done. So I just want to welcome Robyn. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
How are you?
Very good. You?
I'm good. I'm really excited that you're here. So excited.
Me more, and you're glowing. To everyone.
I know. Oh my God. I feel like I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you guys. Like I am.
But you look great. I mean, you're meant
Thank
to get
you.
bigger. So.
I know. I mean, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. But then I look at my son. I'm like, oh, I actually was like telling you that I said to my doctor, I was like, you know, she's getting big. Like, I gained this many kilos. She's like, she's not even a kilo. It's a kilo. I was like, okay, you're right. Whatever.
Water weight, right? We
Yes,
agreed it's
water
water weight. So
That's what I'm
weight,
saying.
women?
You have no idea. Anyway, no, I'm really, really excited. And I'll tell you why I'm excited for you to be here. And one thing, I mean, I want to know your story, where you grew up, how you got to where you are now, because I have been trying to figure this personal branding out, and I haven't met anyone who can really explain to me what it means. Everyone has kind of like their own version of it, but I know that the personal branding became such a big thing. But before we get into this,
Okay.
you're originally from Australia.
Australia, Lebanese background. So both my
Okay.
parents are Lebanese.
Okay.
They migrated to Australia during the war and then grew up, born and raised there,
Where in Australia?
Melbourne.
Okay.
But I spent most of my time on the countryside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was younger, we grew up on the countryside. So we were in Melbourne, moved out to the country, and then I moved back. We moved back to Melbourne. So yeah, I'm a country girl.
Oh, wow. So how was it like growing up in Australia,
In the country?
in the country, and also as a Middle Eastern as well? Like, how was that for you?
Yeah, so you do feel a little isolated, especially because it was just full of Australians, particularly in the countryside.
Right.
I think I felt a little bit more included because my first name was more Australian, Robyn,
Right.
whereas my brother had more of an Arabic name, Rami. So we kind of, our surname's super Arab, Abou Chedid. Like, you can't get more Arab than that. So it was an interesting experience, but yeah, you'd know that you weren't from there.
Right.
Yeah. I wouldn't say there's like racism. I
Right.
wouldn't say I experienced racism, but it's a different sense of belonging.
Right.
Because it was still at the same time multicultural. Australia still has a massive pot of different cultures. It was just in the countryside. Yeah, it wasn't as much. So you tended to migrate towards people that were from a different culture.
Right. How was it for you though, growing up there? Like when you were growing up, isn't it like that? Like when you grow up in the countryside, you want to be in the city, and when you're in the city, you want to go to the country.
To
Like,
get
how
all
was
the
that?
peace. No, I love the country.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so connected to nature. Dad, we grew up as athletes. So Dad played basketball for Lebanon.
Right.
So he was like always into sports, outdoor. We were out in the mountains all the time. So it was just constant activities.
Wow.
We were never home. And even when we were home, our backyard was quite large. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
This looks awesome.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Well,
you.
that iced tea was a great choice.
Right?
Yeah.
And I look so aesthetically pleasing. Can I just say that?
It's like a sunrise tea.
So nice.
I said backyard, so Australian. I just realized I said backyard, so Australian. Backyard. No one says backyard here, really. Do you?
Like in what context? What do you mean?
Like when you go to backyard, here, like people have balconies.
That's how you say that?
Backyard.
But no, that's not how we say it.
How do you say backyard?
Balcony.
Oh yeah, gosh, no, we have like a back. No, the back.
Oh, you mean like a backyard?
Yeah, like a
Okay, I thought you say backyard. That's like balcony. I'm like, what?
No.
Okay, now.
Yeah, so going back to that, it was quite grounding. And then when you moved to the city,
Right.
it was like super fast paced. So I've kind of like been able to see both. And I think growing up in the countryside, you weren't exposed to as much as you would be into the city. So you were hyper focused. And so that's why I think people like to go back to nature and travel to somewhere quiet, because you become hyper focused in what you want to do.
That's so true. Like we were just traveling to Switzerland, and I actually grew up in the city, like literally in the city. And then this time though, I was like, you know what? I need to go into the like mountains and like just disappear. But it's so crazy. Like I always was that person when I would go in countryside, mountains, like I always get like depression, because it's like
You feel quiet, too quiet?
it's too quiet, and you're like
Too quiet inside.
Yes, and it's like, no, I don't like these thoughts. Get me out. But this time, I don't know, maybe it's also because I'm pregnant, and because of my pregnancy as well, like I have a hard time being around a lot of people.
Okay.
So when I was in the mountains, and it was like Swiss mountains, it was incredible. Like I was able to actually
Enjoy.
and think and
Oh yeah, it's a nice feeling. Other
It
than
is.
just being grounded. It's like the space and the energy, and you kind of go
Yeah.
inwards to go outwards.
yeah. Like so, we don't have that in Dubai at all.
I think last time I felt it in Dubai is when I went to Hatta.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, I did my birthday in Hatta with my husband and Biscuit, my puppy.
Yes, I remember.
It was
You
so
were for a
nice.
few days,
We
right?
went for a couple of nights.
Yeah,
We
right.
stayed in a dog-friendly resort. It was
Oh,
amazing. Yeah. I think that was the time where you really felt you were out. There were mountains.
Yeah.
Like you saw like rocks and
I know we were trying to go for a hike, but I think
Yeah.
it was too hot, and they were like, "No, the season hasn't started yet." So anyway,
now it's way too difficult.
yeah, I know, but soon.
So,
So let's go back to you growing up in Australia, and because of your dad, I think I saw because of Kobe Bryant, he was like your inspiration, where you wanted to go into physiotherapy. Is that right?
yes, I was obsessed. So Dad got me into basketball.
Right.
I thought the actual story was I was really good at netball. I don't know if you know netball, but it's a popular sport in Australia.
Okay.
But it's a non-contact sport. And I was so good at it. And he came to one of my games. And when I finished the game, he looked at me and he's like, "You're not sweating enough. Change." I was like, "What?" So I changed to basketball.
Oh wow.
And then I was very, very good at basketball. If I'm being kind of humble,
Right.
I was very good. Like I was the best. And it was a nice feeling to feel the best. So I was watching the best to kind of, keep accelerating
Right.
that. I wanted to be a physiotherapist for Kobe Bryant. So that's where the aspiration came
Oh
from.
wow.
So I was going to go to the States
Right.
to play basketball because that's where I was at,
Right.
And then, things changed. I ended up going to university, and then obviously career switch. And I look back and I was like, God, I shouldn't have given that up.
Really?
Yeah, I was so good. Like that feeling when you are the best
Right.
for years, like number one.
Right.
It's rare to be the 1% of something.
I know that feeling. That's what I had with, I don't know if you know that sport or not, handball.
Yes.
That's me. I played for 8 years. I got actually offered to, try to go pro, and I can't remember why I didn't do it, but now looking back as well, I'm like, damn, I wish I would have done it.
It's that feeling you're
Yeah. But again, like,
you're here now.
exactly. So before you got into university, like, what happened where you changed your mind and why?
From the physiotherapy.
Yeah.
Interesting story. My uncle works in marketing, and at the time he worked in marketing for L'Oreal.
Okay.
L'Oreal Global Europe. So every year he used to come to visit us in Australia, and he'd bring lots and lots of makeup and perks. You know, the beauty industry.
Oh, I love that.
Especially L'Oreal, like they were
Right.
just full of perks. One year he came with like triple the amount of perfumes and mascaras and makeup. And I remember looking at him saying, oh my God, like, why is it a lot more this year? What changed? And he said we ran a campaign where we attached a teddy bear to the shampoo. And the mothers had an emotional draw to the teddy bear to give to their child. That sales skyrocketed. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so messed up. And I love it. I have no idea what marketing is. Before submissions closed, literally 10 minutes before my submissions closed, down went physiotherapy, up went marketing.
Oh, wow.
From that story. Yeah. I had no idea what marketing was. But I was like, oh my God, that's so interesting.
Right.
The way that people think and behave and purchase things.
Right. And then you went to...
Then I went into marketing as a whole.
Right.
And then when I got into my first role coming out of university, it was in software. I'm a massive tech girl. I have a huge tech background. I remember interviewing for this software company, and they were the most boring, monotone individuals. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, please don't get this job. I want to get into fashion. I want to get into media. I ended up getting the job. And they turned out to be the most phenomenal, amazing leaders I have ever had in all of my career.
In what way?
The environment they created.
Okay.
They give you an environment to grow, and it reminded me of sports. You know, when you have a coach that gives you the space and encourages you enough, you accelerate. And I ended up winning an Australian award for an undergraduate.
Oh, wow.
The best performing undergraduate coming out of the program. And that's because of them. They gave me that environment to do so. So it was at that point when I was like, why are we working for these big companies and these big brands? You know, a lot of people come out of university and want to work for L'Oreal. They want to work for Google. Why aren't we working for the leaders? Why isn't that happening? Why aren't the leaders at the forefront? So it's always been in my head to flip the game. The people need to be branding themselves, and we need to follow those leaders. And it was only Steve Jobs or Richard Branson in the corporate world that were doing it. No one else was. Athletes do it. Hairdressers do it. Doctors do it.
Right.
In the corporate space, no one. Entrepreneurs, not really. And then now, after COVID, there was a shift where everyone had an identity crisis, thinking, what do I do? What do I want to be? And that's when the demand in the region started to surface. And I was like, the market's now ready. Whereas I had this thought, you know, you're talking like 18, 19 years ago.
But how did you get into, like, how were you able to see that 18, 19 years ago?
It was a passing thought. And I think also coming from the sports world, it's all about the athletes. You follow the athletes.
Right.
It's not a new concept. And personal branding is massive in the States. Massive. You follow the people. You follow politicians.
Right.
Just wasn't in the corporate world. And it was that moment when I did so amazing because of my leaders. And I was like, my God, why was I so closed-minded going into that interview?
So when you were working with that team, how long were you working there? And then
The software company?
Yeah, the software company.
About 2 years, 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then where did you go next?
And so I left that company because they got bought out. So when they got bought out by a global company, all of leadership went.
Right.
And that's why I was there. I realized I really love the people.
Right.
And then from there, I moved to Dubai.
That's why I want to ask you next.
Yeah.
It's like you go from Australia to thinking to move to Dubai. How does that work?
No, I didn't want Dubai. Dubai chose me.
Yeah, but you still went. Like, why?
still
Like,
went.
there's so many opportunities in Australia as well. Like, what made you? Because that's like, you need to, you know, sorry for saying this, but have balls to go from Australia to
jump
to Dubai. Like, did you know anyone in Dubai?
No.
There before?
No.
Okay, tell me that story. Wow.
I wanted, this is probably a weird driver at the time. I wanted to be the friend that lived overseas and that everyone knew.
Oh, that is so cute.
Probably an immature driver back then.
That's cute.
So I wanted to also, so that was number one. Then I was like, you know what? I felt too comfortable. I felt like everything was great. Australia's great. It's an amazing country. And I was like, I wanted to feel that rush, that ambition, because I love traveling. I was like, you know, when you travel and you feel you're surrounded by so much stimulation.
Right.
I didn't have that where I was at that given moment in Australia. And I'm like, maybe I can get that in London, because London and UK is huge in marketing, or I can maybe get that in New York.
Right.
So London and New York were my two aspirational cities to go to. And I applied. I was interviewing for both.
Wow.
And then someone said, what about Dubai? And I'm like, oh, you know, back then, 13 years ago, I didn't even know what the currency was. You know, I'm just like, Dubai, isn't that like closed-minded?
Yeah.
You know, you can't
And that was like
really,
12 years ago.
yeah, you can't really wear anything.
Right.
Then I was thought, oh, it's the Middle East, maybe give it a shot. I went out just to kind of understand it. And I was like, it's not bad. Felt like it was still kind of, you know, still growing, but it's nothing compared to what it is now. Like anyone that's moving here now, it's like insanely well. And then someone reached out to me from Dubai saying, I've got an opportunity. Had an interview and they're like, when can you start? I'm like, when do you need me? They're like, we need you in 3 weeks. I'm like, Mom, Dad, I'm moving to Dubai.
Oh, shit.
They're like, what? We thought it was a passing thought. I'm like, no.
How did they find you?
I put myself out
Oh,
there.
you put yourself out
I reached
there. Okay.
out through the old school way of networking.
Okay.
You forget that your immediate network has a lot more access than you think.
That's so true.
People forget that, and no
That
one
is so
actually
true.
tap into their immediate network. So all the networking I did when I was working in software with different organizations and agencies, and because I was with Microsoft and really big companies,
Right.
just ask the question. They're like, actually, I know someone in Dubai that has an opening. Let me put you in touch.
What was the company?
It was a digital marketing company.
Okay.
Yeah. So I moved out here in a digital marketing agency, a global agency. So when I came out here, I was working on all digital marketing.
You know, this is something so interesting, and I want to know what you were thinking in that moment, because there's so many people that want to move to another country and want to get other opportunities, but they're so stuck in their comfort zone, or they're so afraid. What was in your head where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take this? Like, I am gonna go either to New York, you know, London, UK, or now Dubai. Like, what goes through someone's head in that moment where you're like,
I think
shit, I'm gonna take it?
I was so sure.
In what way?
It was a feeling.
Okay.
I was like, I knew that where I was now wasn't where I needed to be.
Right.
Did I know where I needed to go next? No.
Right.
So I was exploring what that felt like, what that looked like. And Dubai was one that gave me an opportunity, and I took
Right.
it. I think you have only very few crossroads in your life. Very few. And you know them. When we look back and we look at our crossroads, we know them. And even in relationships or whatever it might be. So I knew in that moment, if I didn't take it, I'd lose something or find out, you know, I needed to find out something.
Right.
And my father used to say to me, he's like, even though if you know it might be a mistake, you need to make the mistake anyway.
I love that.
So I was just always, let me feel what the mistake feels like if it was one. And at least I know.
Right.
Yeah.
So when someone is watching that right now and it's in your situation, but doesn't have that, I should, you know, is waiting for that word or sentence, like, what would you tell them?
And they really want to do it.
Yeah.
No one's going to make that decision for you. So people go around trying to get reassurance from everyone. What do you think? Should I go? Should I do this? Should I do that? No one is going to make that decision for you. Either you're going to do it or you're not. And if you don't, then you sit within that category of those people. And that's who you're going to be. And if you're okay with that, fantastic. You know, when I go back home, I see some of my friends that are just doing the same thing. And that's okay if that's what they want. But you can't be both. You either have it in you or you don't. So I think it's like building up confidence in yourself that it's okay to fail. And it's okay to fail. And I used to go, what's the worst case scenario?
Right.
Yeah. I didn't do great. I didn't have money. What would I do? I'd go back home.
Right.
Australia wasn't too bad to go back home to. And I just have to reset. My launch pad wasn't too bad. Let's say your launch pad isn't great, right? You're coming in from all these other countries. You probably have a survival mode mindset. You have a bigger driver than me. My parents did all the grunt work. They had all the survival mode mindset. All they lived was for their kids. We don't have that stress anymore. We live for ourselves. We come from like a bit of a selfish generation, to be honest.
That's so true.
So we are in a better situation, but if people are in that survival mode, I think they have a higher drive, and I think definitely that they can do it. They just need to make the choice for themselves and commit. Most people don't commit. Follow through, make the mistake, feel the mistake, and pivot.
Do you have that mindset because of your parents or because you were able to leave home at a young age?
I would say environments, upbringing, parents, for sure. I mean, my dad was an economist and my mum was in marketing law. And when they moved to Australia, their degrees weren't recognized. So they had to reinvent themselves.
Right.
And all they did was commit to their children. So you watch your parents, just constant survival mode for them, for their kids.
Right.
And it's just like they made a choice to leave the war. And my mum, when she was giving birth to my sister, because she was born in Lebanon, the hospital was being bombed. So mum tells us of the story when the hospital was being bombed just as she gave birth, and she's crossing the road with my uncle and my baby. And my dad says, watching that moment, he was like, I need to leave.
Wow. That was in Lebanon.
That was in Lebanon. Yeah. So dad left and took my mum. And
why did they make the decision to go to Australia of all places?
So in the 80s, I don't know if you know about Lebanon, but Lebanon's the only Christian country in the Middle East. So Lebanon used to have a lot more Christians than Muslims back then. 3 countries that opened up was Australia, Brazil, and Canada. And they're all Christian countries. So the highest population of Lebanese are in Brazil because of that era.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
There's so many Lebanese in Brazil. It's insane. But it's because of the Christian community that fled out. Yeah.
Right. So now you're in Dubai.
So now I'm in Dubai.
And it's a new life, new opportunity. Everything is different.
Yeah.
Tell me about that part.
Now it's moving so fast. I have to always be 20 steps ahead. Like, you cannot fall behind in this country. You cannot.
Right.
The pace of the people that are moving in, the pace of the demand of things, you just have to be constantly stimulated. But that's also why I love it.
And you still love that?
I love it. It keeps me alive, yeah.
Okay.
It keeps me alive. I love it. I love being surrounded by ambition. I love being surrounded by people that, are here for a purpose. I think Dubai makes you bring that, it makes you bring your best self.
I say this all the time. So I, was living in LA for 17 years. And in the past would always say the American dream.
Yes.
Now I say it's the Middle Eastern Dubai dream. I think that if you come here and you're open and you know what you want to do and you're willing to really work, you can achieve so many things. Like Dubai opens so many doors for everyone. And what I love about the people, especially in just general in the Middle East, is like they want to make the country better and bigger, and they're willing to invest and work with you and give you the chance, which I feel like sometimes in the US, because it's so saturated, it's the same with Europe, like in Switzerland, it's so saturated, it's like there is everything. But here there's still space to grow.
It's true. Like, they make decisions so fast.
Right.
Like, tomorrow they go and just randomly, oh, we need a road next to Sheikhside, make it wider. Okay.
So true.
Let's go build a casino. Okay.
So true.
Like, it's just, it's like structured chaos in a way.
Right.
Because there's one leader, one vision, I feel like that's why they can also make those decisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love, like, a lot of people say that to me too. They're like, yeah, but there's so many rules, right? I said, listen, because of all these rules, it is working.
It's working.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
how far you can go. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's actually working. Like, everyone, like you said, like everyone who comes to the Dubai, they know they come here to make themselves better, make money, build something for themselves, and then maybe go home.
Yes. Which I did.
Well, which you did?
Yes.
What do you mean you did?
I did that after 5 years.
You went home?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also had a bit of a driver. I was in a narcissistic relationship. I say that with a smiley face now, but back then it was awful.
Wow.
And that's when the identity started to really come back to my head, because you tend to lose your identity in a narcissistic relationship. but everyone comes to here looking at it transient.
Right.
And so when I first came out, even the way that I lived, I was like not investing in my furniture. You know, you're getting like pieces that kind of look like it was like a hotel place. So it's like I wasn't really building a home, right?
Right.
I know I was building somewhere where I saved and then I would take it back. And I remember like I never saved. No one saves here.
No.
If you really think about it, no one. They make you spend
Besides
it.
my producer, she saves. She
Bravo.
is like, I need to learn from her.
When I first moved out, because you want to travel all the time and then, you know, you
Right.
fly Emirates. So the country finds a way to keep the money for itself.
Right.
So I'm just like, it was like constant, you know, I'm going to save so much, it's tax free. No, you're going to earn and you're going to spend. So when I left for a year and then I was like, let me give it a shot. And then I was like, no, not for me. I bought a one-way ticket to Thailand.
Huh? Thailand.
Koh Samui, so random, never been. And then I was like, I'll figure it out. So I was bartering. And back then, you know, the influencer era when it was really proper influencing.
Yeah.
Like you'd barter and you'd kind of provide value back.
Yeah, of course.
It was images back then, and I think videos were creeping in. So I was doing a lot of that in Thailand, and then I got called by MR, and then got the opportunity to come back out to Dubai, and they flew me out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they flew me out. So my last corporate job was at MR, in MR Properties.
I need to look at it because I want to get into this, okay? Because that's, you know, I'm excited to talk to you about it. How did you become an executive coach, consumer behavior specialist, and personal brand? Because you're actually like a pro, like you're known for this. Like people hire you to do exactly that.
Yes.
First of all, before we get into the details of what it is, how do you become that?
So if you go back to the story with my uncle,
Right?
and the way that the mothers were purchasing the teddy bears,
Right.
that's consumer behavior. So I specialized that in university.
Okay.
Thinking of how do people behave and why do they purchase and do what they do. So that was the consumer behavior.
Right.
I just love the way that people think and move and their motivations. The merging between executive coaching and personal branding is so interesting because literally I had someone reach out to me, one of the partners from the Big Four, and he asked me bluntly, Robyn, what is the difference between executive coaching and personal branding? Because I'm kind of like not sure which one to go with.
That's what I was going to ask you
Okay.
next.
I got this question last week. I said, firstly, if you can better yourself in any way, do it.
Right.
I invested in a stylist. I invested in a communication coach. Like, just elevate yourself. Skill stack as much as you can.
Oof.
That's the first.
That's powerful. That's good.
Skill stack as much as you can. Executive coaching and personal branding, the key difference is personal branding is creating your ideation of who you are with an intent and putting it inside the market and marketing yourself. So you're doing it with a purpose, right? There is a purpose with my positioning of
Right.
who you are. And then from that, we create visibility with an intent.
Right.
I'll give you an example. Let's say you're switching from corporate and you want to become an entrepreneur. I reposition you as an entrepreneur in the beauty space. And then we look at the market and how do I present you as an authority and a thought leader within the market? Where do you need to be seen? What events do you need to be speaking at?
Right.
What kind of content do you need to publish for you to create that perception that you are now an entrepreneur in the beauty space?
Right.
There is a lot more intent.
Right.
Whereas executive coaching is more about understanding you at the same level of who you are. So you're an exec and you want to better yourself as an exec.
Oh, wow.
So it's not about putting the exec within the market and
Right.
branding and positioning. No, it's about how do I level up as an exec? What can I do better as a leader? How can I communicate better? How can I influence better? So they do somewhat marry each other. And sometimes I call it executive branding.
But when you're like an executive coach, right? Like they're not, they don't go out of their field. Like it's not like they have to go to events and they have to like really brand themselves. It's like more like, how do I become a better leader?
It's more inward until they
Yes.
start to go outward, and it kind of then
Then
flirts
goes
with-
into the personal branding.
So it sits a little. Sometimes that's why I call it executive branding.
Right.
If you have an intent,
Right.
then that's in the personal branding space. If you want to be something and be seen as something, an expertise, whatever it is.
Right.
Whereas executive coaching is more about, within yourself.
But how is it the difference between a personal branding? Before, when someone said, you know, you need to do more personal branding, and I hear this all the time, which I'm getting next year into it.
You're doing great at it.
No, I think I can do better, but after this, I'll talk to you about it. And then I will hire you. But so what is, because when someone said to me, like, you need to work on your personal branding,
Yeah.
I immediately go to, influencer.
Yes, and everyone goes immediately into content creation.
Yes. Is that what it is?
No. I hate that so
You
much.
see, no one is explaining that to us. Personal branding to me means I need to be an influencer and post social media stuff all the time.
No, let me explain the 3 steps.
Please.
Yep. So you've got your career positioning. Who are you? What do you stand for? Your values. What do you want to be known for? And what's the perception you want to create? So when you Lyda go into a room, what do you want? When you introduce yourself? Hi, I'm
Lyda. I am the founder of Lyda Beauty.
Okay.
I'm an entrepreneur.
So now if you had to reintroduce yourself right now,
Yes.
you remove the founder
Okay.
and remove entrepreneur, how would you introduce yourself? What do you do?
Just say my name.
And then what do you do? So this is very, very common with a lot of people, is the introduction. A lot of people will default into their job title,
Right.
default into entrepreneurship, and default into their organization.
Right.
But they're not able to explain who they are as a person, because right now I'm branding you.
Right.
Yeah, so you have to detach yourself.
Oof. How do I do this? Like, how do I do this? I am Lyda, the founder of Lyda Beauty and an entrepreneur.
Which is your identity, yes. But if we want to, let's say one day you sold it.
Yes.
Who are you after that?
A billionaire.
A billionaire. Yes. Oh my God, that is the best answer I've ever received. That's an identity, right? You're a mom now too. That's an identity.
Oh, yeah, right.
So there's a
Forgot about that.
you know, the little child growing in here. So that's the we go back to the positioning.
Yes.
Yeah? Identifying who you are.
Yes.
Then who you are now. Who you are might change in a few years, which is normal, or 6
Right.
months or a week. It's very normal. Then we go into sharing who you are.
Okay.
And sharing your voice is what people confuse with content creation and social media.
Yes.
Yeah. You share your voice online and then also in the real world.
Correct.
People just think that you're only positioning yourself online. No.
Most of the so true. No, I mean, I know what you mean, but it just made like a lot of clicks.
Great. Because people forget about the real world.
Yeah,
Like,
we
it's
do.
Both. It's both. Now, if you're in the older generation, you're
Right.
more fantastic in the real world and not so great online. And if you're in the younger generation, you're fantastic at content creation, but you could level up your skills in the real
Right.
world. So it's like, how do we learn from both generations? And that's what's happening now.
So how would you, if you ask me now, like, what would my answer be?
I do discovery sessions. So I have
What is the
worksheets.
discovery session?
So the discovery sessions are worksheets with me.
Okay.
And that's when the consumer behavior kicks in. I've been called a psychologist because I get really deep.
Oh, I love that.
I think personal branding is personal, and I think that's what people lack.
You see, for me, when I kept thinking about personal branding, and I really want to get into it deep today, okay? For me, personal branding, I feel like a lot of people think it's, and I used to think that way as well. It's like, okay, I need to find the person, like I am something else, right?
It's like an
I have
alter
to-
ego.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for me, it's more like the more you're authentic to who you are, the more that reflects a personal brand. Does that make sense?
Yes. So if I was to reframe that, and I say the more that you are who you are, the more that you'll enjoy personal branding yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
Because my thing is always like, you know, again, even now talking to you, and now again, I want to go into deeper. It's still hard because I know so many people and some of my friends, they do like personal branding and I still don't understand what they're doing. And I know what you're saying. I hear you, but it's still hard.
Okay.
Because I'm like, still like, okay, no, I get this. But now why is it so important in this world right now? Because everyone is like, you need to work on your personal branding. And
Yes.
you need to work on your personal branding. I'm like,
It's a non-negotiable.
yes.
And I'll tell you why. Because of AI.
That literally my next question.
It is because of AI. The two biggest things right now is AI and personal branding because they compete with each other.
In what way?
AI has automated everything online, barely any human connection. Everything's done for you.
Right.
Right. So everyone's thinking about their jobs. Everyone's thinking that I don't really need human skills anymore because you just prompt it. And even content creation.
Right.
They're making overlays with voices, accents. It's insane. The personal branding is around the human skills. How can you connect in the real world? People are forgetting about that. They're really forgetting about that. They're forgetting about that connection in the real world. And that's why it's so important to have, because if you have that above AI, no one can compete with you. Machines can't compete with your human skills. They cannot. It's impossible. So they're in competition right now. They're in
Right.
massive competition right now.
So what do you think like AI is going to do next? Like,
In the personal branding
Yes.
space, I think it's just going to support you to be better in your content creation.
okay.
You're going to be more efficient. I
Okay.
use AI. I become more efficient with what I'm doing,
Right.
but it's not going to take away how I'm connecting,
right.
the calls that you make, or everything. The kindness that you give, the feeling, the energy doesn't replace energy.
That is so true.
When you walk on stage or you walk into a room, the AI cannot replace that.
What do you think the issue that you're facing with when you work with people on their personal branding? Like, what do you see the struggle? Where is it?
The struggle, so I would say the misconception of personal branding, and also they're not realistic with what it takes. So I'll have someone come to me and say, you know what, I want to be on a panel, I want to do a TEDx, I want to be a speaker on a stage. And I'm just like, okay, what's your topic? Like, why do you think that you're the best? And a lot of people think that because they've done the work, I'm good enough. You should pick me. I should be on the stage. No, it doesn't work like that.
Robyn, that's literally what I say all the time. I should be on stage. I should have a TED Talk. I am a genius. Anyway.
Which you are, but you have to pitch yourself. So a lot
Right.
of people wait for it to come to them. A lot of people wait for the opportunity to come to them.
Ooh,
That's
that-
the biggest problem.
Talk to me about that.
So a lot of people think they're good enough. I'm just going to wait for the media to contact me to be on the radio and to be a big speaker at the biggest event in Saudi. Like, why would they pick you? They're not going to pick you. Number one, you have no social proof whatsoever. No social proof. Where are your receipts online? When the events come in to say, okay, you want to be a speaker, they check to see who you are.
Right.
You're no one. How
How
do they
does-
validate? How do they validate? And they validate with the way that you present yourself online. And that's why the online word, in terms of sharing your voice, is important.
So is that sharing with like PR and when you get like magazines and all writing about you, or talking about like, I have to say, like, I love when you post on LinkedIn, like you're taking over the LinkedIn. Like, you are really good with that. Is that how we say it? Like LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, yeah.
LinkedIn. You have like over 10,000 followers. When you write, like, you are someone. Okay, let me put it that way. All right. When people Google you or talk to you, they know right away
Yes.
you build authority in your field.
Yes.
Right away.
Right away.
If they go on your Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, they right away know.
Yeah.
So when they Google, for example, me, they know like I have a beauty brand, but I still haven't built like authority how I want it. Okay. So now, what am I doing wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And what are you doing right? And what do I need to change?
To build more authority. Okay.
Yes.
Before I answer that question, I'm going to jump into the PR because that links into
Yes.
it. So the 3 steps, you've got positioning yourself,
Right.
sharing your voice online on your own platforms. And the 3rd step is increasing visibility on everyone else's platforms. And that's the PR.
Right.
Yeah. Most people would just jump straight to the PR. On everyone
What I
else's.
did.
Okay. So then now you're thinking, okay, what's my positioning? Because it's not clear.
Right.
And the reason where it works now where I am and what I'm doing is I'm consistent with my messaging. when people say my name, I want them to look at the keywords that I use, which is personal branding. So keywords is a big thing. Going back to now your question, keyword association, SEO is huge. It was search engine optimization, but now it's called search everywhere optimization because of these AI tools, right? They scrape the internet, but they scrape the keywords that you're using. And keywords are placed not only on your website, they're on social platforms.
Right.
YouTube is the biggest upcoming platform right now that you need to be on.
Why?
I just opened up my YouTube channel.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Just because, no, literally, I just put like a banner because of that, because of searching. People search a lot on YouTube, and that's where it started.
Right.
You remember when we dropped our phones in the water? How do I get my phone back to life? Put it in rice.
The best school is YouTube.
Yes, and it's content that lives forever.
Right.
You might look at videos from 5 years ago that you still watch.
Right.
So you have to start thinking of keyword association. I would love to call myself a brand identity coach. Like, it's nice and fluffy, but no one searches for those words. So you go on Google Trends. It's a platform called Google Trends.
Right.
You look at the keywords people are using. What are people using in your field to look for you?
Right.
Yeah. So let's say in beauty right now, when you say beauty, what are they searching for? When they're looking for skincare?
They look for skincare.
Okay.
How to do a perfect cat eye. With that keyword, I'm actually really good because of the cat eye stamp that we invented.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay, so skincare.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe your positioning looks at skincare Dubai.
Right.
You look at what's the most searched term and you start mapping yourself against those terms. That's how you start coming up, and you put those keywords on all of your social platforms. So if you go into my Instagram in the bold where it has my name, Robyn,
Yes.
it also has personal branding Dubai.
Right.
On my LinkedIn, it also has keywords. On my YouTube, it also has keywords. So everything starts to be curated through those platforms, the crawlers.
Right. So even when you post, right, do you have all the keywords and the writing in the post as well, or that
No.
doesn't matter?
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's just you sharing your story and building authority. That's awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Online world gives you greater reach than the real world.
Okay.
So what I'm sharing online is because I don't have the reach in the real world. I
Right.
can't sit in front of 10,000 people and get, even more than that. My followers are 10 on LinkedIn, but I'm reaching a lot more.
Right.
You can't get that reach. So it's like, how do you start sharing your voice online? That's why I call it sharing your voice, to reach other people.
Right.
Now, if you have a business, you have to think of the cycle of conversion. Obviously, you're converting with your product, right?
Right.
So that's one step further. We look at the sales model of what that looks like. So a lot of people now are creating content. They have no sales model.
So how do you do the sales model now?
So you look at your consumer journey, right? Yours is clear, right? You want them to purchase. Yeah?
Exactly.
You have that already happening with your brand.
Right.
But if you start bringing your personal brand into it, people will buy into you.
Right.
So if you look at Stephen Bartlett, for example, he has more followers than his podcast, Diary of a CEO. You look at Richard Branson online, he has more followers than Virgin, because people will always migrate towards the people. So you're going to increase your brand's authority and love, and you're going to follow it. So that's why you'll see in the States all these celebrities opening up brands, because they've built their personal brand, and now
that's easy for them to just sell.
It's easy for them. So everyone's doing it now in the corporate space.
Right.
We're starting in that direction.
So what do you see with the celebrities and like normal people who, want to build authority and a name? Do you feel like the whole celebrity aspect is like dying and like people are looking more for the underdogs, the normal people? Like, what do you see?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Especially in Dubai, I think a lot of people that come from their home countries as something, and then they come here, they're nobody.
Right.
So I think people can be whoever they want to be, and people are shifting away from what celebrity actually means.
Right.
I think people are looking at what's your actual influence and what are you doing to give back into the world. And who are you as a person? Do I like you? Do I not? Do I want to be associated with you? If I want to be associated with you, I want to be associated with your products.
But you just said something. You're like, who are you as a person? And that's another thing. I feel like, how can you work also on your personal branding if a lot of people don't even know who they are? Like,
Yes.
how do you do that?
That's the discovery.
That's
so
when you have a call with, okay, I see what you're
Yes.
saying.
So a lot of that's the first thing I do with everyone.
Right.
So I'm like, if you're not clear, how is everyone else going to be clear?
Right.
They're not going to know. It's confusing. If you're confused, they're confused.
And how is that call when you have with them? Like, because I picture it's very like frustrating.
No, it's a chat.
Yeah, but for that person.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when you ask me and I'm like, I don't know, but this is what it is. And then you're like, okay, but no, like.
No, I don't force you to know. We figure it out together.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be probing you with the questions and
That's important.
enough to force you
Right.
to a decision.
Right.
Because you need to make a decision.
Right.
Yeah. There needs to be a decision at the end of the day, and you need to make it. So part of that, if we go back to the marketing question, if you look at your market, is it the right time
Right.
for you to be in the market and what you're offering? Is it saturated? Are there a lot of people doing it? What's your differentiator? And that's part of the positioning.
And when people, for example, now look at social media, because it's not how. Ooh, I love your shoes. It's not like how it used to be. Like you have the organic reach, right? You would post and then you would go. So now I know myself as well, and I know a lot of my friends who are now starting their own business. They're like, we're too late. Like we are too late to start. What do you say to that?
You know, I sometimes feel like that. I feel like I'm constantly catching up. And I always used to feel like, oh my God, why? I was comparing a lot, honestly. Like there was a period in my life where I was constantly like,
Right.
why aren't I doing that? Why aren't I thinking of that? And I just still watch it and do nothing. So I started to...
Yeah, I know that feeling very well.
I stopped comparing and I started to get inspired. What can I learn from that person,
Right.
what they're doing? Rather than sitting there and kind of putting myself down, because you forget how far ahead you are.
Right.
You forget to kind of tell yourself to be proud, and you've done so much. It's never too late.
So can I still have 1 million followers nowadays?
So followers for me, if I think they're going to go, because right now your followers don't see your posts anyway. It's all the non-followers in the reach. So for me, that KPI doesn't exist. If I actually wanted to restart my Instagram, but because I was ranking so high on Google, I couldn't. Just so I could really start from scratch, because Instagram was pushing new accounts.
Right.
They were pushing new accounts. I would not focus on your followers. I would think about your reach and, more importantly, your conversion. Because you could have the smallest following and have massive conversion on your products. And those people that purchase or that, end cycle could possibly not be following you.
Right. Because now the algorithm changed. It's like they share what you like to watch. How do you explain that? It's like...
Yeah, they profile you and they want to do
Yes.
something that's relative for you. Yeah.
Yes.
And people say they want to be educated and listen to intelligence. No, people just want entertainment and lighthearted, funny things.
Right.
So you have to find a way of merging. How do you merge the two? And I think we came from the era of being very kind of like structured and polished.
So much.
It took me so long to get away from my grid. So I was stuck on my grid for so long.
Me too.
My fonts and like my filter, and now I do not care.
Wow.
I post and I ghost. That took me a while though. Now I'm just like, you know what? What I'm saying is important and I need to put it out there.
Yeah. So, okay. So where do you see the whole social media going? Like where?
It's overwhelming. I'm not going to lie.
It's so overwhelming. And I mean, you are in the field of all of this. I'm more in the manufacturing and all that stuff and creating products. But like how, and it's so overwhelming for me. Like, what do I, as a brand owner, as a person, as a human being, and we all know how important social media is, like, what do I need to know? Like, where is this all going? Are we wasting our time? Like, with all the changes with the algorithm all the time, like, how do people like us compete and do it?
So I think we keep thinking we're competing.
Yeah.
Like we're constantly competing with the content creators. I don't think social media is going anywhere, unfortunately, but I think you have to be realistic with the channels that you choose. So I opened up TikTok and I was like, God, what am I doing? I don't want to do that style of posting. I didn't personally, for my own personal brand, I didn't want to invest time in there. Should I? Yes, it's the fastest growing in the region. It's a no-brainer. It is. That's just a fact. But I'm like, you know what? No, I enjoy my reels on Instagram. I enjoy YouTube. I'm enjoying, doing that kind of content. So you have to do with what you enjoy.
Right.
And be realistic with your creation. You have to be realistic. I mean, if you wanted to double down, you can, right?
But for example, someone like Gary Vee.
Okay.
So he says that you should be posting on all the 7 platforms.
Yeah. Do you know why he says that? And about 4 or 5 times a day?
Yes.
So he says that, and it's true, because every time you post, it doesn't reach the same audience.
Right.
So he's like, if I'm posting on all platforms 4 or 5 times a day, I'm going to be reaching a wider audience. The same followers are not going to be seeing my 5 posts, and it's true.
Oh, really?
No, you're not, because the algorithm won't push that same content to you. It'll push it to the most relevant audience. So he grew so fast because of that strategy. So fast because of that strategy. Does that formula work? Yes. Is it realistic for a lot of people? No. Does everyone want to do it? No. Do we want the results of it? Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. So there's formulas to follow. If you want to do it, you do it. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. I thought
Why?
I didn't want to invest time in there because my time I wanted to spend with family. I wanted to spend in my sports. I wanted to spend it elsewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Or you can hire for it. That's another approach.
Right.
Yeah, you can definitely hire for it. Double down on content. That's what he did. He hired someone full-time. I think you should hire someone full-time. I mean, you've got a lot of recordings from the States, right? That has a whole series. Yeah.
Which one?
You said that you've got a lot of these.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, my thing is I started recording my journey like 8 years ago.
Yes.
And
You're so
haven't
ahead.
posted it yet.
Okay, but you see how you've banked that?
Yeah.
Not many people have.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh gosh, why aren't I vlogging? I'm only just going to start vlogging now. Start to do that.
The thing is why I started it as well. It's like, very fast in my entrepreneurial journey, I started to realize that I was sold a different story.
Okay.
So I was always thinking like being an entrepreneur is like being fabulous and traveling and being on jets and everything goes so fast and you're a billionaire, right?
What's the reality?
It's not. It's like the reality is, if I put a picture up on how I actually look when I work, you're going to be like, that's nothing glamorous about entrepreneurship. And it's a lot of like hardship. And I know Dia laughs all the time when I do my solo episodes. And I always say like it's such a lonely journey, right? So that's why I was like, you know what? Let me record. Like literally from the beginning, I was like, oh my God, it's nothing what I thought about. So I started recording my journey. And sometimes it's so hard. It was hard for me to picture this. You put up your phone and you cry. Like you actually know you're crying, but you want to film this part. And you have that camera on and you're actually so emotional because you're going through so much shit when you're an entrepreneur that you're like, no, I need to capture this, right? It's a whole different mentality to have. But I wanted to always have that to one day to have a documentary about it.
That's beautiful. So that's not many people have that at all.
Yeah, because I'm like, and it frustrates me. There's so many people, especially women now, where they sit in a Lamborghini, they're wearing this Gucci Dior, and then they talk about entrepreneurship. And I'm like, no.
That's not reality.
That's not real. Like I can sit with you, give me 5 minutes, and I can tell you right away if you're a fake or if you're a real entrepreneur. Because if you're selling that we're in Lamborghini and we're flying first class all the time, and blah, that's not, to me, not a lot of people have that. It's like not even the 1% or whatever. So I'm like, people nowadays use social media to just make money and to sell. Like there's no more human connection anymore.
So if you think about your brand now that has that, you're going to stand out.
Right.
Very fast. Very, very fast. Even if you start to look at all the edits that people are doing, or even posts, you can straight away know whether this has a human soul.
Right.
Or not.
Right.
So people are starting to recognize that and they're getting sick of it. That's why they're leaning towards these very authentic kind of posts, the raw posts. And that's why I guess TikTok works, because people don't clean their lenses. Sure.
Oh man, I'm one of them. Robyn.
But it works.
Oh.
It works. It works. It works.
Yeah.
It works. Yeah. They don't do 4K shots and, you know, they're literally scruffy lenses and they're just shooting authentic, and people love that because it's real. It's like when you go and you see people and your friends, you go visit them, they're not all done up, you know, when they open that door.
Right.
So a lot of people are forgetting their personality. And if I go back to the 3 things that a personal brand has, it's their skills, their experience, and their personality. Everyone these days is lacking their personality.
Yeah, but that's another thing. Like, if you don't have a personality, how can they build their personal brand?
Exactly. So what people are doing, they're copying other people's formulas. And that's when the trendy stuff comes to hit in. And that's when people's posts start to look similar and they say the same thing. And
It's all the same shit over and
all
over
the
again.
same shit. There's no personality at all. And they're boring. It's boring.
What is it that you like to see? Like, what excites you when you go on social media? Like,
When you shared that story.
to show you that I'm fat.
That was the best story. I mean, that was the best story ever. No, I was like so like hypnotized. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like I was picturing myself there and you're talking to me, and then I was picturing myself on the other side, and I was just like, oh my God, this is so real and relatable that it just, it was an instant connection. I haven't seen you in a long time. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, like I love you 20 times more because of that. That's what people want to see.
And you know what's that's so crazy? Like, it's so funny. Like, every time I go and I'm so real and I, you know, don't try to be very polished or whatever. Like, I talk from my heart, and everyone started messaging me. You know what I mean? I feel like my story views goes up, like my reach goes up.
Yeah.
Like every time and you know what's crazy? I don't know if you have that or not. Sometimes when I post, I'm like, who really cares? Right? When I do my fitness or when I talk about entrepreneurship, whatever, I'm like, no one really cares.
Mm-hmm.
And then a year after, you go back home and you meet one of your friends that you haven't seen in forever. They come to you like, you inspire me. Like, every time you
That's
post,
so nice.
you inspire me. And I had that so many times. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, people are actually watching and they want to know.
People are watching.
They want to know and learn, and they want to know the struggles. You know what I mean? So they feel like they're not alone.
True. And they feel they're with you when you're saying it all. Yeah, there's relatability. People are forgetting to put relatable content.
What do you love about your work?
A lot of time when people work with people, they feel like they're the ones educating them. They're the ones that are providing learnings for them, when people don't realize that I'm actually learning a lot from other people. That's the most beautiful thing about my work.
Wow.
Like, I get exposed to such high performers, such like elite people, such personal stories, that I'm actually learning a lot from my clients, more than I feel like I'm giving them, even though they might say different. But that's what I love so much. That's what I love. Keeping personal branding personal is what I love. Yeah.
What is next for Robyn?
Ooh, what is next as a whole? That's a very, very deep question. Now you're getting into my discovery sessions. I would love to influence on a government level.
Ooh.
Yeah. I would love to influence a government leader to then influence many. So for me, I influence one that influenced thousands. So I would like to influence one that influenced millions.
Oh, that's powerful.
That for me is what I'd love to do next.
And how far are you from that?
You never know. You never know. I'm just going out what I'm doing, and then I always say opportunity finds you and you take it or you don't.
Right.
Yeah. But
So, you know, everyone who, like, where do you see, because of AI and because of, like, you know, ChatGPT and all of that stuff, like, where do you see you? Because I realized too, a lot of people are, you know, afraid with, oh my God, AI is going to take my job, and, you know, maybe I need to learn something else or whatever. How do you feel about your job? Like, do you ever feel like, oh my God, like AI could take my job?
No, I feel like I'm competing with AI.
Okay.
So I feel like personal branding is all about the human skills in the real world,
Right.
not just the online stuff.
Right.
So I love AI. I think AI is great. I think if you use it efficiently, you become faster
Right.
than those not using it. Will it take jobs? Of course. I mean, the people have to be very realistic. But they always say that if you're someone that is very good at your job using AI, you're going to trump anyone else if you become efficient in using that skill.
How do you stay so focused with keep repeating your message over and over again? Because Robyn, my husband, the other Robyn, he always says to me, like, one thing, and he's right, one thing that we are different in a lot of brands is about ingredients.
Okay.
Like, our potency of key ingredients are very high.
Okay.
And because of that as well, like, the product is a little bit more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So he would always say to me, like, keep talking about the ingredients. That's what we're different, right?
Okay.
And for me, it was always like, yes, but how many times should I talk about that? At one point, it just gets boring, right?
Because you have to talk about your ingredients, not actually talking about your ingredients. I'll give you an example. Nike do that phenomenally well. Nike do not talk about their shoe as a performance shoe at all, right? Barely do you talk about Nike as this is the sole, the shoelaces. I don't know anything else. We know Nike to be high performing because of the athletes that wear it. So you have to look at how can you talk about the ingredients, not directly.
Right.
If Apple do a fantastic job. We buy into Apple because it's cool. If you really look about their technology, it's like,
That is so true.
but they've got us into the ecosystem of cool.
But that's the hardest thing, though.
It's not the, it's, I wouldn't say it's the hardest, but you have to try and not think functionally. You have to not think functionally about your products. Like when
What
you
do you
think,
mean?
so if I'm talking at your ingredients, I go straight to like, where do they come from? Who's sourcing their ingredients? Like, what does ingredients really mean?
Right.
Like, go back into that story that indirectly talks about the ingredients with the product.
Right.
If it's anti-aging, what is it? What do you sell with the skincare?
Well, for us, it's more
main one,
like
the main messaging.
It's hyperpigmentation and hydration.
Okay, hydration. How do you currently showcase not being hydrated?
That's a good question. Right.
So look at it not specific to the features, but the opposite side. And
Right.
look at marketing it that way. I mean, just showcasing all of Dubai and people's skin like already makes you know that you need skin hydration, right? Yeah. So look at it from that perspective. In terms of the messaging, that's just campaign. So that's the campaign. In terms of the messaging, you need to be very clear in your positioning on what is it. It could be the most hydrating skincare in the Middle East, which is powerful in itself. Even though you have pigmentation as part of the product, but maybe the hydration is what everyone really wants.
Right.
That's the core message you drill. We all have dry skin here. Oh my God, it's the worst.
Do you feel like we all need to take a class on marketing, or we all need a Robyn?
No.
I think at this point we all need a Robyn. I mean, I have one. I need another one. I need two Robyns.
I think I love that you figured it out. A lot of people don't start. And AI is going to help you come up with these ideas, whereas before you had to hire creative teams.
Right.
Yeah.
I think for me now, what I am changing, and I'm excited because we're going really into this like next year, is every time I look at my content and stuff that really performs, is when, you know, I show them behind the scenes.
That's trending now a lot too. Yeah. That's
People
why
love that.
Yeah, Stephen Bartlett opened up his own channels just purely on behind the scenes. They love it.
Oh, that's actually really smart.
He opened up a YouTube channel, Reels only, on behind the scenes. There you go. Get on it. Yeah.
That's so smart. Listen, this is just part one. I'm going to say it right now, okay? Dia, you need to schedule her for another part two, please, because I have like so many questions. Like
We should do like a live case study on your brand.
I would love that. And I have like literally like my head is like spinning. I'm like, I need to go home and write all these questions because it's like and I've been telling you this now, even when I saw you last time, a lot of people really don't know how to, and I feel like I really have to go so much deeper when it comes to the personal branding and all that stuff. And I know this is going to be one of the best episodes, but we need to go in deeper. And I feel like we have all these answers, but I need to...
Yeah, go into the actual execution.
I need to, like, yes, I need a part 2. Like, I really, really need a part 2. You think I'm laughing? I'm not. Like, I need a part 2 that will be like 3 hours long, just so you guys know. I'm going to be so prepared for the next part 2.
And we'll map it. But you have a great personal brand already. Just know that, yeah? Everyone, you have a great personal brand. Just increase your visibility on that more.
I know.
Because you're amazing. And that's going to really add power to your beauty brand.
Oh my God, you have no idea how exciting this hour was for me. And you have no idea, like, you're such a beautiful human being. You're helping so many people. And I know it's going to be even better, knock on wood, and crazier for you. But if you have one message to say to people watching, and you know they're scared to go out there and put themselves out there, what would you say to them?
I'd say you are enough, and start. That's it. You are enough, and start.
Oh, I love that. Robyn, tell them how they can find you.
Oh, yep.
Right here.
Oh, this well, you can go on ChatGPT. You can ask for the #1 personal branding expert. No, but more on Humble. You can find me on Girl Named Robyn. Because when I created that name, Girl Named Robyn, I was just saying it out of being humble, that I am just a girl named Robyn, also making my way in the world and doing what I love. So you can find me on my handles everywhere, Girl Named Robyn. Thank you for tuning in, and I love you.
I love you. And you guys, I also want to say thank you so much to Toby's Estate for hosting us today, for giving us this beautiful space with all these amazing people who work here and the marketing team and everyone. You guys are incredible. I am so, so appreciative that you guys are letting us record here. And also just a huge thank you to you taking the time, sitting here with us, you know, giving us some insights on, you know, a subject that is very, very much needed. And not a lot of people can really talk about it. And like I said, I promise you guys, I know already that we need a part 2 and we'll make it happen really fast. But next time I have all the questions and we're going to be like pros with personal branding after having a conversation with Robyn. So I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Thanks, guys. That was awesome.